So I'm going to do a little tutorial on fly fishing. Maybe you've seen people fly fish, maybe you've been interested in the past. So here's some things that I would recommend. Do what you want to. I'm not an expert. I'm just simply somebody that likes to, share with information with others so that they may enjoy the things that I enjoy. So first thing, if you're thinking about getting into fly fishing, please don't go out and spend a ton of money on a fancy fly rod. It's not needed. I've been fly fishing for well over 40 years and I've never owned a high dollar like an Orvis fishing rod because the chances are eventually I'm going to break it because of the places I go to fly fish. So this rod is actually it's two different rods. There's a blue rod part of it where it comes into and a brown rod. I bought it used from a guy who repaired rods. I gave about $25 for it. It'd do everything that I need for it to do. Now here again, please listen to me. I am not out west and I'm not trying to show you how to land a dry fly perfectly on the water so that a nice brook trout or something will come and get it. Fly fishing in the south is usually panfish and bass, and you can get away with a lot of casting that's not perfect. Let's put it that way. So first thing, don't go out and buy just you don't even know if you're gonna like it yet. So be within reason. This is a lot better rod than what I started with 40 years ago. And then the reel, same thing. The reel for small fish is unnecessary anyway, because you're going to pull the fish in with your hand and just a little bit at a time. All right, so let's talk about, first of all, the grip. To learn how to cast, we want to have the rod extend from our elbow straight out like that. Let's pretend like it's a clock hand. Hand of a clock, like that, going out. In other words, you don't want your wrist like this. You want it as straight out like that as you can get. And all we're going to do, this is how the guy taught me how to do it. When you're learning, because you're not casting the lure, you're casting the line. So we're going to go 9 o'clock to like you're looking at a clock hand, 12 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. You can go out in the yard, start off with just a little bit of line out, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's like punching, boom, boom, just like that. Keep your wrist though in line with because you want the rod to come up. Now this is just one type of casting, okay? This is when you have plenty of room, because you always got to watch out for your back cast, because your line's going behind you. Okay, let me get down here where you can sit, buddy. So, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And just put you about 10 feet of line out there. Get used to it first, get used to how it feels, because there's a lot of feel going into it. Now you can watch it. You say, well, when do I know to go forward? Well, when your rod comes up, the line is gonna roll out behind you. I don't know if you probably can't see it. When you feel it roll out behind you, then you go forward. Now, when you're holding the fly rod, your index finger is going to hold your line to your rod until you're ready to let out more line. Your left hand is going to hold your line like this with your thumb. You're going to hold it loosely. All right? But first, you just need to get used. When you hold your finger on the line, then you're not putting out any more line. You're set on how much line is going out when you do that. So I would say that for the first hour or so you're playing, you're just getting used to the way it feels. And the more you do this when you're not actually fishing, the better you're going to get and the more comfortable you're going to get when you do get into a place where there's fish, instead of having to figure it all out then. Okay, so that's the way I hold it. Hold the line. You got line right here. Now the reason we have it here is because if I want to put more line out, when I go forward, I'm going to feed the line. Okay, go forward, feed more line out. Now here's something to think about. The more line that you have out, all right, the longer it's going to be when you do the back cast and the rod comes up, the line is going to roll out behind you. And the more line you have out, the longer that takes, so the more hesitation you have to before you go forward with your cast. Does that make sense? I'll say it again. The more line you have out, then when you come back on the back cast and the line pops back and rolls out behind you, then you have to hesitate more before you go forward. If you don't, you're going to hear a sound that sounds like a whip. It'll go, pow, it'll snap. It'll sound like a whip. If you're whipping, if you're popping a whip, then you're not waiting long enough for the line to roll out behind you. Okay, you can do this. I believe you can do this. Now, here's another thing. When you get line out on the water, and I'll kind of demonstrate this a little bit. So let's say my line is out on the water. All right. If I get a bunch of slack line and I try to come up, then I'm not going to connect with the line until I'm halfway into my cast. Okay. Halfway into my cast, then I'll start stripping line off. So what I have to do is I have to take and strip some line through my hand and straighten that out as much as I can before I come back. Make sense? And I try to pull that slack up off the water so that when I do come up, I'm pulling line right immediately. And the more line I get out, the more I've got to be conscious of that, or I'm not going to get a good cast in. You see how that works? And then I can work my lure by pulling it through my finger. My finger's on the cork handle. I can work my lure. Now I'm not into how to set the hook on a fish yet. And I'm just playing around right here, but just smooth. Think smooth. It's like come back, wait for it to roll out, go forward. Don't fight it. Okay? It's more feel. I mean, you can watch it. There's just a lot of feel to it. Just feel your way. And so I'm out there pretty good right now. And the further you want to cast out, then the more line you got to pull off your reel, okay? So let's say I'm going to go back. Now, I'm almost on my back cast. I'm almost to the tree line. So you got to be conscious of that when you're learning to fly fish. Okay, that's just a basic 5-minute. Like I said, I'm no trout guide. I grew up when I learned to fly fish. It was, look at there, playing around, not even expecting to catch anything. Talking to the camera. And caught a red breast sunfish. And a nice red breast sunfish. Look at that one. Isn't that nice? So what I have on here is for panfish. It's called a, I'll show you again, nice fish. It's a little lure we use for panfish it's called a popping bug, chartreuse green. Caught a lot of fish on that over the years. A lot of fish. Had a lot of fun. Fly fishing is a lot of fun. It's a more active type fishing. Okay? Most of the time you're learning to work a stream, looking for places where fish should be hanging out, and a lot of times wading, you know, moving along, and then finding where those fish are and getting on them and casting to them. And one of the beautiful things about the fly rod is you can put the lure within, you know, a half inch of a fish, wherever that fish is at.